Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another daily cryptocurrency market update. Today, we're going to look at a number of things. We're going to look at the FOMC yesterday and what that sort of implied. We're going to look at the markets across the board and, of course, Bitcoin. And we know that we're in this kind of, since the start of February, markets are adjusting for higher rates. And that's really where I want to take things with looking at the FOMC and what that implies. We're also going to look at Bitcoin, the current structure that we're in. But I want to start the video off by talking about the greatest opportunity, potentially in all of our lifetimes. And it is here today, ladies and gentlemen, and it is the cryptocurrency market. Before I go on and dive into that, if you guys can do me a massive favor and you like the sound of that, and leave me a like and a comment, it really does help me in regards to the YouTube algorithm and gets this valuable content, making sure people don't miss out on this opportunity out there to the masses. So if I can ask you to do that, that would be very much appreciated. Why am I looking at a tweet from Chainlink? Well, Chainlink is an Oracle service. Essentially, Chainlink solved this real, and I own Chainlink. I bought Chainlink on the 5th of January or thereabouts this year after being out the market for a year. Chainlink are an Oracle service, and what they do is they allow real-world data. They kind of bridge that onto the blockchain and input it into the blockchain. Blockchains have this kind of garden around them that they can't get outside information in the same way that they get the kind of prior blocks, if that makes sense. So they're inherently, I guess, sealed to the outside world, or the ones that we've seen thus far. And Chainlink kind of come along and say, look, we'll allow your blockchain through a blockchain that's verified to input data into your chain. And this is how DeFi came about and everything. Now, at the start of the year, we played a clip from Larry Fink talking about how everything is going to be tokenized. And there's going to need to be a price feed to track those tokenized assets. And I think that is Chainlink. Very, very bullish on Chainlink. We're going to do a video on it over the weekend. We've done many videos on it previously. Trillions of dollars. That's the potential market size for tokenized real-world assets, RWAs. Chainlink's proof of reserves provides unparalleled transparency into off-chain collateral, helping enhance the security and verifiability of tokenized RWAs. Chainlink is so massively underlooked. And if you think about the value of what's out there in the world and how I think a lot, if not the majority, is going to get tokenized, you're talking about hundreds of trillions of dollars that is going to be ran and operated through blockchain. And that's just tokenizing these assets. You know, price feeds is a separate thing. Moving them and how do we do that is also a huge sort of, problem to solve. Storage, all these things, it's all going to be blockchain. And you guys have the opportunity, and I've been coming with this tone for 5 years now, to be the beneficiaries of a technological revolution that is going to impact all our lives and be the operating system of tomorrow. If you want to find out what I'm doing, what I'm buying, where I'm at, where I think the market's at, and my strategy, feel free to join the Patreon. Join for 1 month. If you don't like it, cancel your subscription. It's the price of a subscription, and I guarantee you get more value out of it. Enough for the self-pitching. Guys, there's an opportunity, whether you join or you don't, the opportunity is in front of you, and you need to grab it with both hands. This is going to change your life. The cryptocurrency market, and it's still in infancy, has already changed my life. 100%. I am financially not stressed at all. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because through investing, and it's one of the only ways out of the matrix, to maybe enrage some people by using that term, is through investing. Your money has to work for you. Go and read books like The Richest Man in Babylon, any of Robert Kiyosaki's books, or there's many, many great books out there. This opportunity is a once-in-a-lifetime one. You get the chance, and I do a daily news update now where we cover all the latest and greatest news for the cryptocurrency market over the past 24 hours, to get in there before institutions can, because it's not regulated. And what we see going on with the SEC is a huge step towards regulating this industry. Right now, you have these institutions licking their lips and chomping at the bit, ready to get involved and pump trillions and facilitate this market. We're not there yet. That's going to come. And I want you guys to be the beneficiaries of that. And it's why we put in through bear, bull, rain, snow, sunshine, these videos every single day so that you guys don't miss out on this opportunity. Google Cloud to become a validator on Tezos network. BlackRock starts metaverse-themed ETF despite waning investor interest. Guys, it's all coming back and it's going to be huge. I'm going to go ahead and shrink my massive face. And we're going to get into some stuff. So that's the opportunity ahead of us. We are looking at this structure currently. We did have a head and shoulder setup, which gave this as the neckline. Okay. Don't know why I've drawn that there. Because, of course, this is the head and shoulders that we've been looking at. Now, it's very interesting what Bitcoin's doing right now, because I've had altcoins that we've given in the Patreon that have had similar setups. And we actually did a meeting last night, or a catch-up, I should say. We do one every Wednesday, and we do a meeting every Sunday, where we've looked at this structure in relation to coins that have already broken out for us and done very well. Some are 100, 200%. And actually, you could be on the verge of a breakout now. Or we've said, if this wasn't your right shoulder, let's actually use the head and shoulder tool to keep things neat. And then we're going to talk about the FOMC and everything sort of going on in the broader picture, because it's important. Might be boring, but you master this stuff. You understand the game of liquidity. You are going to do very, very well, my friends, from an investment point of view, because that's all investing is understanding liquidity and where it's going, understanding money flows and where they're going, essentially. So if this isn't your right shoulder, then the right shoulder is still to come. And your neckline is here. Okay, and this is just part of what is a complex head. Very convenient, TA, isn't it, how you can just move the charts? But TA isn't an exact science. I've been on the journey of becoming a trader and an investor for years now, and I've still not mastered it. But I'm certainly put the time, effort, spent tens of thousands of pounds to try and learn how to trade, how to do TA and all this sort of stuff. And I'm certainly getting somewhere, and more than happy to share all that knowledge with you guys on here. So there's potentially still the right shoulder to come. This is the threat, right? That's going to be a buying opportunity wherever it comes to. At what point are we wrong? Well, if you run this left shoulder, stuff we've been talking about for weeks now with this, but now it's applying to this. So maybe this is the right shoulder. There are altcoins. Look at altcoins that have broken out, and you tell me if this sort of basing structure doesn't look very similar, regardless of the head and shoulders. Many altcoins have done this. If this was the right shoulder, you're broken. You're retesting, which is perfectly healthy and normal. And then you set up. And you're going to fire through this range here like it's not even there. You'll see a 30K Bitcoin in no time, guys. This is why I'm saying, and I'm sticking my neck on the line here, we haven't made any bold predictions, really since the start of the year. Now we're making one. I'm saying alts are going to continue, and they're going to do very well. Whether that takes them a little bit longer to set up before that continuation, or whether, i.e. this right shoulder still to be formed, or whether that's in the imminent future and something could change on the macro. Remember, we've had this dampening force of the Fed looking at rates going higher, or markets pricing in higher rates. This is the 2-year yields. You can see it's gone up since the start of February. The dollar's gone up with it because it's pricing in higher rates, more aggressive Fed. This is on sort of sticky inflationary news. What has our stock market done since February? Gone down. Bitcoin tried to do that, but then got a little slap up. You can see here, February, it tried to do that, but then got a little bounce. Once this turns, once the 2-year comes down, once the dollar comes down, crypto is probably going to fare quite well. It's having a bit of a rest now, but is looking to set up more. The real question is, what does that rest entail? Does it entail coming further down and forming the right shoulder? Or does it entail, maybe you're just going to set up and go from here? This is what we're watching right now, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm pretty damn confident that you're going to see continuation. I think there is going to be the yield curve playing out, but I think we're okay for a while. And a while, meaning at the start of the year, we said 3-6 months, we're good. We're going to get back in the market for that. And we've done so whilst the majority of other communities, by the way, are still sat sidelined waiting for 10, 12K. So the UK economy is a lot better shape than bleak figures. Yeah, so we'll talk about that, but let's talk about the Fed minutes. So Fed minutes shows members' resolve to keep fighting inflation with higher rates. While the January 31 Feb one meeting conclusion with a smaller rate hike than most those implemented since 2022. Officials stress that a concern over inflation is too high. Inflation remains well above the Fed's 2% target, the minutes said. That came with labour markets remaining very tight, contributing to continued upward pressure on wages and prices. Yeah, so we know, we looked at all this sticky inflation. Rate hikes will continue, but peak this year, Fed show. So what markets are looking for is rates to start peak, to essentially top. That's what we're looking for in the 2 years, because once they top, they can stay at that higher level, but markets can kind of adjust to that liquidity. Right now, they're constantly on this repricing game. Once we get that confirmation to one side or the other, markets will take a determined direction. And you've got to remember, all of these things that we've looked at over the past, since the start of the year, sort of trying to paint maybe a bullish-ish picture, that's all coming at a time when you've gone from very tight monetary policy to perhaps it easing off. And you've got to remember, China's just reopened after 3 years in lockdown. You know, there's so much going on. You can't. The problem with most people out there is they get comfortable with a trend. And we were very comfortable, by the way, with this downtrend from sort of the start of 2022 onwards, and saved a lot of money as a result of it. But at every single stage on the way down, assess. And you've got to assess not just the crypto market, but every market. And the thing is, the stock market is still hopelessly overvalued. Crypto is, considering its potential in the future, massively undervalued. Massively undervalued. There are going to be hundreds of trillions of dollars that are blockchainerized, and the cryptocurrency market and the cryptos within the cryptocurrency market is going to be in the tens, maybe even hundreds of trillions one day. That's coming. You guys have that opportunity in front of you. Take this for what it is. It's not financial advice, just all my own opinion, and you guys make your own minds up. Let's see how the stock market opens up today. A bit of a mixed day for the stock market, but the futures is up. The dollar is kind of bobbing around a little bit. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more dollar strength and that right shoulder forming for Bitcoin. Gives me the chance to buy, but we're ready for whatever. Are you? That's the real question. Link below. Check out the Patreon, guys. Not for everybody, but it may be for you. See you all in the next one. Have a wonderful Wednesday, guys. It's Thursday. Have a fantastic Thursday, guys.